Hey, what's up? This is the Leafs Convo for Oak Ridge Ford. It is early Sunday AM on the 9th of August 2020. I'm Norm along with Mike. It is game day, game five. Leafs, Blue Jackets from the bubble in Toronto. Winner gets to play Tampa. Michael, I'm glad we're at this point because the Leafs are still involved. The way they've gotten here uh, might leave a little bit to be desired, but man, I'm looking forward to game five.
Yeah, I think all hockey fans are, and especially the NHL is because with all the series, the meaningful series ending on Friday, this is the only show in town in terms of a game five of consequence. The round robin games, it's for seeding, and all the other teams that were up 2-1 finished off their opponents, and the Leafs were 4 minutes away from joining that group, but I have to say it's an absolutely crazy series in the sense that the team that should have won Game Three blew it, and the
Mm-hmm.
game that should have won Game Four did the same damn thing. So I mean, now we go to a Game Five where it's do or die, and we'll see what happens.
The Leafs were down 3-0 with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third. Nylander, Tavares, Hyman, and then Matthews finishes it off in overtime. So the Leafs come back from a 3-0 deficit late in game four, following up that catastrophic 3-0 lead, then giving that up in game three. As you've mentioned, it's a wild series. And as much as it hasn't been textbook or technically perfect or amazing, what is terrific is that hockey is back and it's supposed to entertain. And we can't say save for a few lulls in the action of some shutdown hockey here and there that kind of puts you to sleep and frustrates you, that this hasn't been entertaining.
Yeah, but in a way, and I can't take away from the value of that, but in a way, it's been entertaining for the wrong reasons. It's like watching a car crash on a highway. Like watching
Sweet.
those Russian videos
Oh
on
boy.
Twitter. I mean, it really it's like when if you're a Leaf fan and you see them up 3-0 in the second period, obviously you don't have a level of confidence because you've watched this team all year. But you think, based on the way that they played in game two, and it was a complete game and
Mm-hmm.
really a fine effort by them, you thought, okay, they're up 3-0, they're going to shut it down. Well, this team can't shut it down, unfortunately, and they proved that on Thursday. With the Dubois goal after killing a penalty, and then Seth Jones and Dubois tying it in the third, and they basically, I think, I've heard people say, well, the Leafs didn't even try to play defense. The goal was a 2-on-1 break the other way. How can a team up by a goal in a playoff game give up a 2-on-1? Everybody should be back,
Mm-hmm.
but no, they did, and then they lose on the Dubois breakaway. So they should have won that game. They for some reason, Sheldon Keefe was not happy with their performance after that game,
Mm-hmm.
and then yesterday, or excuse me, on Friday, when you're down 3-0 in the third period, and you're getting stoned by Elvis Merzlikins, and that's not that's not a disgrace because he's a good rookie goaltender, and he is 26 years old, so he's not really a rookie. But you're getting stoned by him, and then all of a sudden you turn it on, and you score three goals with the goalie pulled. I mean, it's did they go to Lords during a TV timeout?
Wow.
Because that's the way it seemed.
Yeah, well, the Leafs' inabilities and deficiencies are going to be exposed in this tournament. Um, their qualities will be used in a desperate way and in a successful way, which we have seen. So now we're into game five, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
3 and 4, those games balanced each other out with the comebacks and the cough ups. Let's just see what happens in game five. Am I confident the Leafs can get a 2-0 lead in the first period and shut it down for the rest of the contest? Absolutely not. Do I feel like they can win a bit of a tit for tat and some fire wagon hockey if they can lure the Blue Jackets into that type of competition? Absolutely. What are we going to get? I have no effing idea, but I will be watching at 8 o'clock tonight once we get back from the beach. I can promise you that. I'm really excited. And I know a lot of the OGs and converts will be doing the same, Mike. Hockey's back for however long it's going to be back with the Leafs involved. I have a feeling it's going to be Leafs Tampa this coming week.
Yeah, if this is a tit for tat, back and forth type game as you described, John Tortorella is going to go to the infirmary at the Scotiabank Arena looking for a crutch to beat over the head of every player on the bench
Yeah,
because
they're not going to win that.
that's not the way they're going to win, and that's not the game plan that he has. Now the thing is, and right now everything is shadowed in the usual fog of war that happens in the playoffs. Zach Werenski didn't play the last 9 minutes of the third period and all of overtime, and he arguably with Seth Jones was are the two, and along with Dubois are the three main cogs of the Blue Jackets. If he can't go or if he's severely limited, he had a wrist injury early in the series, and he was seen having his neck massaged on the bench, and then didn't come back for the rest of regulation. If he can't play or if he is at much less than 100%, that's a big advantage for the Leafs. That sort of makes up for the loss of Muzzin. But I don't put anything, and I'm not trying to be negative here. It's just as an observation. I don't put anything past the Leafs in terms of can they win this game in exciting fashion? Can they win it in an exciting fashion? Sure. Can they go on and beat Columbus and and challenge Tampa? Sure. Can they blow this in epic proportion? Sure, because they've done it many a time. So I'm just going to sit back and watch and probably have a drink in my hand of some sort.
You're going to need it. This is the Leafs Convo for Oak Ridge Ford. OG's Converts, have your say below this post on YouTube. Go into community. I'll put up a poll before we take off for the day. How do you think this is going to shake out for Game 5? I'd love to hear your thoughts, your frustrations, your excitement. Have at it. Let us know. You can also reach us on Twitter at the Leafs Convo 2, at I am Norman James, at Mike in Buffalo. The Leafs weren't going to be reborn in the period from the lights going out to this abbreviated, whatever the hell you want to call it. Are they a work in progress beyond this tournament? No doubt. I suppose it's a bit concerning and, I don't know, slightly deflating that what we are seeing from the team now is what we expected of it and what we saw from it months and months ago. However, this team still has a lot of potential. Will it reach that potential in a nicely configured, well-rounded type of form? With this personnel, Mike, I don't really think so. But while this group is together, and man, the top four players on the team have been huge over the last few games, and it's been needed and required. This team is what it is. It hasn't changed much from what we saw. We just have to kind of run with it, and potentially they catch lightning in a bottle, to use a pun. Just a few more minutes.
To your point, they did change things up. I mean, when they were down 2-0, Sheldon Keefe put everything in the mix master and was looking for combos that could score, and he put together Tavares, Marner, and Matthews, and that worked in generating opportunities, but they didn't get those goals until the extra attacker with less than 5 minutes left to go in the third. But the only line that he didn't was the fourth line. And the fourth line, since they took out the GOAT and put in Pierre Engvall, I think consistently has been their best line. Mm-hmm. And Jason Spezza, I mean, I really hope this isn't the last. I hope they do re-sign him for another year, because I think, you see, the veteran savvy and the effort that they imagined when they signed him. And he's played great. He gets into a fight with Dean Kukin in the second period. I mean, they even though they didn't respond until late in the third, they did need a veteran like that stepping up and doing that. On the other hand, if you notice, when they were down in the third, they went to 5 defensemen because Martin Marincin is horrific. And, he continues to be so. If they use him only in the penalty kill, then it limits his effect. Limits his effect on the game. But when you're in overtime, he was playing in overtime, and every time he's on the ice with the puck, I think Leaf fans should cringe.
Is Marinson a Dubas guy or a Keefe guy? Because Marner is a Keefe guy. How the hell is Marner a Keefe guy and Marinson a Keefe guy? That does not make sense. The two different types of players, they play different positions, but they're from different planets when it comes to the way that they operate on the ice.
Yeah, Marner's from Mars and Marinson's from Venus. I, I would
What are you
I would
talking
say
about?
that. Just kidding. I would say that Marinson is more of a Keefe guy in this instance. Marinson played for Keefe on that Calder Cup winning team. He played with Justin Hall. I thought
It's
that was,
bizarre.
yeah, that the Marinson Barry pairing was terrible in Game 3. He was giving up pucks, throwing them up the middle. I mean, the guy has no clue. But this is the thing. It's like the option right now, and I would have made the other decision, but I'm not the one making the decisions. Do you put a 20-year-old Rasmus Sandin in the crucible of a Stanley Cup playoff series against a team that loves to beat defensemen into the boards, or do you put Marinson out there and say, "Okay, Marty, just shoot it off the glass and get it out"?
Well,
Unfortunately,
Mikheyev and
yeah.
Robertson are in there, and they're part of this. And I know they're among a different group, a different sect, different strategy. You're implemented in a different way. But if we can't stand Martin Marincin and we think this guy has no business being in Toronto with a hockey stick and skates on the ice in the bubble, then Rasmus Sandin has to be better. But old habits die hard, and there's a heritage and a history between him and Keefe. And what I'm getting at is, Keefe rightfully goes to a guy like Mitch Marner who's going to leave it out on the ice every single night. Some nights he's not going to look so great. Other nights he's going to look heroic. That's just the way it is when you're playing 28, 30 minutes into overtime. But on the flip side, to have this kind of faith in a guy like Martin Marincin,
Mm-hmm.
when your player of wax is a Marner, the two just don't jive. But maybe he's kind of looking at it like, this is what I have. I know him. I'm just going to have to go with him till we get an adequate replacement that I can trust. Last word to you.
Yeah, I think it's situational. I think if the Leafs do win tonight and play Tampa, and Jake Muzzin is not ready for Game 1 of that series, that you'll see Rasmus Sandin, because Tampa Bay is a much more mobile,
Yeah.
offensive-minded team, and the Leafs are going to have to counter them by playing the same type of game. If you think that Chicago Edmonton was riverboat hockey, Toronto Tampa will be. But this game tonight is going to be like chess.
Yeah.
It's going to be tactical and slow and ponderous. I would be surprised if collectively there'll be more than 5 goals, but I was wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong
Does
again.
that bode well for the Maple Leafs if it's this type of game?
No, I think that's playing. It's playing into the Jackets' hands if
Yeah.
they play that way. If they assert their will like they did in Game 2, and showed the desperation that they did at the end of Game 4, the Leafs will win this series. But it's just been so hit or miss that I don't think anybody in their right mind can predict this series. So we'll do the postmortem,
Yeah.
and hopefully look forward to round 1 against Tampa the next time we do the
I
combo.
mean, the Game 4 stat sheet, Austin Matthews, 10 effing shots on goal. Marner with 8
Mhm.
shots on goal. Tavares with 6. Nylander 2 points. Matthews 3. Marner 3. I mean, it's a litany of production. The way it happened, yeah, heart attack inducing. But these guys,
Mhm.
like, it's Game 5. You've been in the league. Matthews has been in the league since 16. Marner a year before that or a year after. I can't even remember. These guys, Nylander's what, 6 years in. Riley's been in the league for 8 years. Guys, go out and score some effing goals. Have some fun on the power play. Lock the shit down. Go and win a damn game and continue this, whatever the hell it is, for as long as you can and build some momentum going into the next season. Let's just see what you guys can do. And honestly, like the fact that we're even wondering if the Leafs can rise to the occasion tells us that there's something missing with this team. Maybe tonight they add one of those components to prove to everybody, including themselves, that they can get it done in these moments, and that'll catapult them to the next level. And Tampa's waiting. Mike, Thank you very much. Enjoy the game tonight.
Yep, bring your nitroglycerin pills. All right, thanks, Norm.